Looks like they're doing it up in France the right way. They're spraying government buildings and dumping grandma's chocolate pudding at the door. Okay, until that starts happening over, you know where, I doubt anything is gonna change. Now, very, 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 very complex setup into next week. Absolutely one of the hardest to call. So I'm gonna lay out what you need to be watching so that you don't get smoked into Christmas. Now, first of all, this is the new FOMC line, right? That price, mark that, that is the old one. After FOMC, we went up there, then they sold us off all night. We went all the way down to, I believe, here. Recovered, fucker had opened and went up and put in a new all-time high after hours. And you know my rule, if you've been trading with me for a while, that means you got 2 to 3 days to take that out. Otherwise, this is a 2B top and down you go. Now, the old rules are whatever you trade over FOMC's announcement price, you also trade under. And we've been yapping about this spot forever. Now, in the easy world of logic, when you're thinking, hey, Friday sale, you should go there pretty soon. What have we learned? Friday, absolutely legendary moves off of Friday's lows, right? So you got the biggest fuckery set up here, where you have the low and then the stop, the selling just it ends. So the narrative here is key. The narrative here is key, where they are saying that they start selling here. Why? Because they want you to think because Oracle moved one of their data centers by a year. Okay, let's subscribe to that idea. This is where they said that's not true. And we bounced, couldn't get through, put in a higher low. So, for Monday, here's a couple of targets that we have. Unless you undercut this, you trade a cent below that closing price, it is likely that you eat shit. You gap down here, you start eating shit. Okay? Now, if you go up here, that is your limit. And you're still stuck between this range, and you need to watch for fake breakouts and fake breakdowns. Doomsday scenario. The sale is on. That's a lower high right there. Or you know, we can go on and on and on here. But chances are you undercut the 89. And at this point in time, since last time the fake breakdown of the 89 saved it, is that you gotta move to the 200 down to here. Okay, that's like worst case scenario. And if this plays out, this is why Monday is so important. You don't want to be wrong on the way down, and you also want to keep watching for those buys. That would be when the daily stow has bottomed out. How long would that sell take? It depends on the algo, but at that point in time, if the sell is on, keep an eye on this. Okay, this is will be your guide. It's marked the bottom there, it's marked the bottom there, it's marked the bottom here, it's marked the bottom here, it's marked the bottom here. It is the best tool. It's marked the bottom famously here. This is like advanced galactic fuckery. But anyways, that's what you're looking for. A pullback in the market probably ends up being a W that then goes for tech earnings that are here. Okay, because all earnings, even if they're good, they're kind of beaten down. Meanwhile, shit like yoga pants rips, right? Okay, now, next week, We have early high, early high, early low, early low, early high. Okay? Now, if this is some bullshit fuckery, I don't think this has anything to do with Oracle. But let's still tie it up before we move on. If it's tied up with Oracle, you saw what happened to Microsoft. There's the bad news. Then they say, oh, it's not true. 1 day, 2 day, 4 days, and it was back there. Okay. Other big name sales we've had that have been on bogus recently is JPM. Okay, took them 1 day, 2 day, 4 days. So we're looking, if this narrative still holds, 4 trading days to be up. So Monday, Tuesday, by Wednesday we should be up here. Okay? But I don't think that's the narrative, that's the whole point. This could be repositioning for Bank of Japan's rate hike. You'd almost think that that's kind of baked in, might give a small shock. I think this has to do with none other than the Fed buying the stuff from the Treasury. Okay? This brings us over to the bond market. Okay? Because remember, QT stopped, right? And oh, there we go. There we go. Okay? This is the reason, in my opinion. Okay? Why? Because that's what none of these fucking traders are talking about. And that we cannot, and the reason I'm nailing this home is I've looked at everything. And this is by far some of the hardest shit to call right now. And when everything's scrambled, and by scrambled I mean you got your VIX 1D, you got your VIX, and you got the SVIX all fucking doing some marmalade type of shit, okay? That some people want to call preserves, but it's marmalade. Do you know what I mean? It's very confusing. You have these two indices rocking completely opposite all week. It has to do with repositioning, and it has to do with the Fed, and it has to do with the bond market and all this good shit. Okay? Fantastic. Because you're gonna tell me that the Nasdaq eats that amount of shit that it did, but the NAMO is still fucking bull flagging. Now, why is Monday so important? Let me bring you back to May here. You got the exact same setup. This looks like it's going to fucking keel over and die, right? Because that's what everything shows. Everything is like almost too bearish here. And this is why this is very, very complex. So just hold on here a little bit. Let's go back to May. So you look at this chart, and it looks like the fucking NAMO is rolling over, and it's about to die here early May, and you just manage to rip. Okay? So, we already know, let's make it easy on our mind. This is all pre-programming so that you can react the correct way. We already know, like, selling here is easy, okay? You got everything keeling over, and you got plenty of targets here, okay? The selling part's easy, okay? Just fucking floodgates, peek your spots, basically wait for these to die, okay? Now, it's not our first rodeo, so let's start the count here. Where does it want to go? Okay. Oh, let's do it on another one. Sorry, just bear with me here. If we zoom in, here's FOMC. You get your Bollinger, 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 Bollinger Pierce. I trade based on Bollinger Pierces on the 5 minute. These should, against all odds, go up to here. Which brings us to our trend change alert on Friday, plus minus 1 day. So, I have for a long fucking time, let's use this again. This is Friday. I've for a long time predicted and said everything for me. I have a fucking huge rally into the end of the 18th, and you need to get the fuck out until Kwanzaa. So the question is, are we going to follow weeks of pre-planning just because we didn't start the sell on Thursday? It all came on Friday. This looks really fucking shit, don't get me wrong. And if this is saved on Monday with some per usual bullshit news, and that's the bounce and it's just a retest, you can from here get to all-time highs on QQQ. Okay? Will it be in a straight line? No. But what does the market love to do? It loves to fucking eat up premiums. And you don't even, it's shocking to see how many bears are out there a little bit. Well, they're young guys, so I guess they get excited easily. But you put in fucking one red candle like this and they're all like, it's over. Meanwhile, I don't know if they've collected the epic gains we have since here. That doesn't mean trading upside's easy, because they love to fuck your swings, right? But again, to summarize, if Monday is red, it's easy. That trend change day probably is for upside, actually, if this just continues. Now, this sell was not given with a trend change, it just happened. Okay, however, it is a serious sell. Or is it? Let me show you. Picked up 48 dark pool prints. Like relentless selling. This is way more than usual, yet we put in a higher low and stopped selling. Okay? So I know you are, and I just want to confirm to you that I myself am checking for Adam's apples right now. Okay, I have my suspicions. Let me just put it that way. So, Friday looks pretty nasty, right? But then you slap on the 5 day and you're like, okay. So even, because everyone loves to fucking show just the day of flow and all of that. But you look at these 5 days back, and you see, of course, puts are gonna rise and sell like that, but a lot of people came in to scoop the deep end of day. Now these decks, I don't know if you're familiar with decks, but basically shows buying pressure, right? See here, that's at the low, that's at kind of a low, that's at a low. It's a pretty fucking big decks. It's since August, that's why we started that one chart from August. It's up here with 1, 2, 3, 4. It's in like the top 6 dexes at almost market high. So that's just something to look at. Then I have to say that last hour of volume, not that I'm like Mr. Volume, but it's also up there, as you can see. Let's put on the 4 hour, because then I got a 4 hour thing I want to show you guys, and that's pretty decent. Okay, so while we're on the 4 hour, again, let's just play Bollinger to Bollinger here. You have these Bollinger Pierces here, and you have a Pierce here, so technically you can go up. Now if we go up here on the 4 hour, I would summarize this by get the fuck out and wait for the dip. Okay, now last week, very, very sketchy shit, right? Very sketchy patterns. But again, I'm not throwing in the towel here. The reason is you have that JPM sell, the market holds. You have that Avgo sell, the market holds. It comes after. So yes, you'll see a lot of this, and this is very possible and likely, but I don't think they just make it that easy. How do I know? Because Carvana is now not $3 and it's worth that. Okay, now let's get into the more exciting stuff. Everybody and their grandma has seen this ghost candle by now, highly advertised. It is likely to be the earnings play upon further review. That does not mean that Meta can't put out news that moves it that much, and you do want to, in degenerate fashion, every week put aside a little bit of money to carry 7 hundos, okay? Otherwise this will definitely come down to 630 here and kill it off. But I'm just saying it can move crazy amounts. I mean, I've played it from 500 to 580 in the past. I've been in these crazy meta moves. It is capable of it. I was in that move, which it then faded. I would love that for us. This is like my main focus. How am I approaching it? Every week with 650s and 700s until it hits. Thank you very much. Nvidia, this is not a good looking chart at all. Like, that is fucking bearish. It's fucking bearish. But again, when that happens, a few days after, it's always ripped. So it won't take, you save this market here on SPX a couple of days, people are gonna be starting to buy. So you really want that Monday. Mondays are usually pretty bullish. If the sell is to come, it's to continue, and it's gonna be a horrible, horrible, horrible sell. This is why Monday kind of leads us into the whole thing. Because if it's just one of these choppy choppers here, that's your next week. It is choppy as fuck, and then the rally starts, and that's the trend change. Do you see what I mean? That could have been it, and we chop, and then they send it. They are choosing to put this out. Let me repeat, they are choosing to put this out. They don't have to, they're choosing to put it out. Trump also said the next Fed, he wants to influence monetary policy. So whoever has said, I will kiss the ring, gets to pretend to be Fed chair. But it's gonna be Trump. Okay? So this week, Monday, we're looking for a technical trade to see if we're gonna pretend to be a French government building, or if we are doing a Buddhist monk move and staying the fuck out of the chop this week and scalping without major size and positioning for the fireworks here. Okay? Now, I think that if they save it on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I'm probably gonna go with this buddy, because he's been pretty fucking good. Missed the top here by, you know, after hours a day type of shit. But this is on, which means I am going to be celebrating Kwanzaa for the first time. Yeah, right there. Okay. See what I mean? When do they love to move the market? On some half-day bullshit right here after Christmas, when fucking no one besides the epic traders in the Brotherhood, also known as the Moon Train, are trading. Okay? Because holiday trading sucks, blah 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 blah. Okay, bro, you fucking tell yourself that. Okay? How do we know? Didn't you like the Thanksgiving Day half-day trading? I know you did. Okay? You didn't even have to attend to the Tofurkey. Because then all these charts has the Mega Rippy and a little bit of action there. Everybody is going to be asking about the Santa Rally. They do that all the time and they always miss it. So, as I said, this was the Santa Rally. Now we gotta pick our spots. It gets increasingly difficult. When is it difficult? Until probably April. Okay? So don't fuck it up. It's gonna be way more individual stock centered. Now again, you mean to fucking tell me that the market is crashing? Listen! Dow Jones hit fucking all-time high! Right there! And you're telling me the market's done skis. Okay, please make it make fucking sense so I understand. And even if it does, it's the fucking most epic megaphone of all time. Okay, which is probably what it's doing, you know. You're here, let's just draw it out so we say that we did. Okay, there we go. Let's give it a cool color. Or not. Fuck me, man. Come on. But that's probably what's going on. So, like, worst case scenario, you go and do that trend line again. Right. Like a worse here. Under that, we're dealing with the QQQ wanting to go to the 100. But again, I just feel like a lot of these Q names have been beat to shit. Now, to our friend the VIX, I think we've covered this short term. Just look at what Todd's posting about it. Can it get down to the boxable boxes, the fucking cookie jar right there? Yes, it can. Would I love into Monday that the VIX 1D was higher on close? Yes, I would. However, you have the expiration this week, okay? So most of these expiration candles that we've had on the daily, it hasn't been on the day of, which is Wednesday. It's been the day after. So Monday, Tuesday. There's the actual expiration on Wednesday. Thursday and Friday were the tops of the VIX. Okay, same thing here. The expiration right there, and then you went. So next Thursday and Friday look like we could eat shit. That is also what the fractal is saying, that you eat shit Thursday and Friday, and that Monday, like, this sells real. Monday doesn't bounce. You sell all the way into Christmas. That's also what the VIX chart's saying. And everybody's gonna be horrified, right? But Santa isn't the quant. It's the Kwanzaa thing. That's what I'm thinking here, you know. And you know me, I like to sniff it out. And again, you got the new moon, first quarter. If that's the sell, what is first quarter? First quarter is the 27th. Woo! Kwanzaa! Kwanzaa! Okay? Is that a Kwanzaa candle? I don't fucking know. We'll see. Okay? Point is, don't get fucked, please. Why? Because all this shit is messed up. Look at the amount of dark pool cells right there. Like, that is like, nah, dude, we're fucking done skis here for now. There's some down here. So the blue This dark pool red is just regular, right? So it's not like buys and sells, in case you wondered. Now, these fuckers are selling dark pool and buying calls. Okay, that's what this is, which again is pretty fucking interesting. I posted that meta. Where is that crazy ass meta? This dude, this is some serious fucking money. Sure, there's a lot of it are $5 calls, but still, why would someone be buying $5 calls? Even if it's a lot of money, if he wasn't making any. I mean, this is some atomic degenerate shit. That's all I'm saying. Okay? Yeah, that is a bearish engulfing candle. Let's look. If you put in a fucking inside day on Monday, this is Larry Williams, and on Tuesday you take out that top. That's just how it works. So the bears really want SPY fucking futures to open up and tank. Bitcoin's fucking around. Bitcoin's been fucking around for a long time. It is also rocking an inside day candle here. Double inside day candle. Whoo! So, if digital dog shit manages to double inside day and then go, we'll know. Okay? Alright. To the gamma. Everybody to the gamma station. So, 685, biggest gamma change right there. This looks absolutely dog shit. It's just that. Okay? You need over that. Okay? Where art thou? Where is it? Here we go. Alright. Let's take a little bit of gamma. I already looked at this yesterday for hours. Don't remember anything of it. Oh yeah. 684. That is your gateway to donuts with fucking Cash Patel and solving crime all the way up to 687. Or I'm pretty sure you take that fucker out real quick and you go all the way to 676. What is 676? Well, la 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 la. Unless you have raging Alzheimer's, you probably remember that that is the amount we need to trade under the FOMC price at some point in time until we get our trend change. Ah! Fuck! That's some Columbo shit right there. See how I tied that all together? I'm feeling good about it. Alright, Apple. Apple, if the sell is on, you can wait. Why? Because Apple is always the last Nazi name to eat shit, right? Okay. Tesla. Bulls are out in droves here saying we're going to 500. Okay. Maybe. Looks fucking good. Okay. Unless there is no electric vehicles for Christmas. Alright. Microsoft, what can you say? Absolute dog shit. Always, right? But if the NAS doesn't sell, this sure has bottomed out now here, and this TTM squeeze is like, yo bro, we're about to go teal. And what does teal mean? Teal means fucking big mic green candles. Okay? Google. I'll leave you hanging there, Google, until this fucker's bottomed out. Then it could be party time. Okay? Netflix. You want to be catching Netflix on one of these fuckers and not sitting in it. It is in complete kill premiums move. We already know it's going higher. Mikey had posted it. He'd found the premiums. You can scroll back and find it in the chat. That's the play. Coinbase. We have a nasty new ghost on Coinbase down to, where did I put it in that you can go look in the ghost candles. 258.75. Let's mark that in. Thank you. Oh, for Tesla. What if we're planning on going to 500? Where do you buy? Where do you buy Tesla? You buy Tesla exactly at 451.70. Okay. Why? Because it's got a ghost there. There's more. Microsoft, speaking of dog shit, Microsoft, they had a 480. I'm not even gonna put that on there. UPST, the most fun stock to trade years ago. Not so fun anymore because it moves at snail speed. Okay. BABA. At some point we'll start seeing the flow and then it's time to BABA, but same as last week, 150 and 166, right? Yes, those are the ghost candles. That's a good trade when it happens. Boeing, LMT, getting ready here for a little bit of South American hospitality. It did play that for 150, but I completely, like, this would have been, I don't even know how many thousands of percent, but again, Bollinger action, right? Larry, what's up, bro? I saw a bunch of crazy flow on this. Trading it, blah, blah, blah. Also, Gilead had crazy flow in the day. We still have the Avgo Ghost. I think it was to where? I don't even remember. 674 or something like that. Which would, you know, maybe if people calm down, we go. But yeah, Meta and SPY for me. With that said, do we have any? Let's see if we have any earnings. We also need to cover here. That's always fun. Fucking earnings, dude. But obviously we need to kind of keep an eye on them if there can be any catalysts. No MU, maybe consumer. If the market shits the bed, there's no way that does well. Anyways, guys, that's it for right now. God bless. Prayers to everyone that everybody nails their plays and makes a lot of fucking money. I think we got a good roadmap, but we got a few good scenarios to adjust to in our mind, and we will be feeling the market. You can have plenty of fucking charts and lines and this and that, but if you're not feeling the market, not only are you not really living, but you won't see what's gonna happen. Okay. God bless.